Welcome back to Down the Road. You're going to hear a story. You're going to hear a story about the need for workers. And what I'm going to ask you to do is think about this. You know, either grab your cell phone and write down some numbers, or grab a sheet of paper and a pen, because you can help. By the end of the story you're about to hear, you as an individual, if you agree with what the story you're about to be told, you can help. And that's the reason that we wanted you to hear this story. Seasonal workers, we're short. We're really short. And there's an effort being made to bring more seasonal workers to the workforce. John Hager is somebody that owns, along with brothers and a sister and everybody else, it's a family operation, ProLandscapers. Now, let's not focus just on their company, because, you know, this could be hotels, this could be the food industry, the restaurant industry, this could be other landscapers. I didn't just do this because of ProLandscapers and because I know this family from back home. The reason we're going to have this conversation is because he can speak to it and it affects them directly. John, good to have you coming down the road with us.
Thanks, Joel, for having me.
Well, I want to talk about this. Your business, landscaping, is a seasonal business, correct?
Yes, it is.
Not too many people are planting trees in the middle of winter.
No, if they can do it, kudos to them.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, one of the things that you're concerned about is being able to get those employees. Describe to people what you're going through right now.
Yeah, well, right now is the process that we have. It's an H-2B program that the government has. It was started back in 1990, and it allows 66,000 workers a year in, 33,000 October 1 and 33,000 April 1. And with the demand for seasonal laborers, it's put a lot of pressure on the program. So instead of getting 33,000 and being able to make that group, there's 136,000 applicants for workers start April 1 date.
Okay, so we're talking about H-2B.
Yes.
H-2A. Tell people about what that is.
H-2A is the program that the ag sector uses. Farmers, livestock producers, fruits, vegetables, they use that program. That's a totally different program. That program right there there's no cap on it. If it's 100,000 workers that need to come in and they apply and follow the regulations that are put forward, they get their guys. And it's deemed a necessary, commodity for the United States.
Which is why it's unlimited.
Correct.
Okay, so let's talk about this, because there's a lot of people that are against immigration now. Why, I don't know. Because any given day, what they hear on the radio and see on TV is people looking for workers. Let's acknowledge that. That's out there. So we're talking about is getting workers. Are these workers trouble? Are these workers, do they have a criminal past? Are they a reason that people should be nervous that they're in this country?
No, Joel. These workers are vetted workers. They have to go through the Homeland Security, background checks, fingerprints, pictures. They have to have a clean record in order to get in this program and then to be able to cross the border. And when they're here, they're not here to run around, have fun, they're here to work. And that's what they want to do, because what they want to do is they want to support their families back home in Mexico. That's just where we happen to get ours. There's many, many countries you can take them from. It's just with transportation and with COVID, this has always been the easiest and the most cost-effective for us. And like you said, with different industries, there's the seafood industry, there are the resorts up here, the hotels, tons of other industries other than just ours. So you don't have to worry about them hiring someone that's a convicted felon, any of that has a past. They can't even have been caught being in the country illegally back in the day. They are vetted. I mean, these are families that come, husbands, wives. We have one guy that comes, he comes and works for us, and his wife goes out and works for the canneries out in Maryland. That's their life, but that's what they need to do to survive.
So what do you say to those individuals watching us right now who say, look, what you're talking about is a program that takes away American jobs. American workers don't have the opportunity now to fill that job.
See, and that's a misconception, because in order to be in this program, you have to advertise. I mean, you have to prove that you cannot get help. being a seasonal business, it's hard to get help because no one wants to work for 7 months, 6 months. They want full-time jobs. So our industry and all the other seasonal industries are competing against full-time workers. So there's a lot to it when it comes to, you know, trying to hire. I mean, we hire. Essentially, we're starting to hire year-round right now. You know, we have to hire for, I believe it's 8 or 10 weeks before as the program is being vetted. And if people do apply and come in, we call them in. I mean, we offer jobs, but they don't show up. I mean, they don't. So that's the problem.
I want to make sure and understand, because as I mentioned, we're hearing all this advertising for workers, you know, people that want and need jobs out there. So what you're saying is nobody wants the job.
No, that exactly. I mean, it's not an office job. I mean, you're outside in the heat, the dirt. It's not the worst job in the world. I don't think so. I mean, I make a living doing it. I enjoy it.
Well, you're good at it too. I'm just going to point that out.
Well, we try to be. You know, it's.
It isn't like I'm pushing you for jobs, because every landscaper I know has work everywhere they want it to be.
Yeah, there's plenty of work in that because nobody wants to be in the field. I mean, it's just the thing that really hurts us is that it's seasonal work. I mean, if I could offer year-round employment to everybody I had, I would love to. I would love to be able to keep landscaping year-round. But unfortunately, in the North Dakota environment that we're in, it's impossible.
Let's go back to the H2B and H2A and kind of the difference there. H2A, you know, the ag sector, no limitation whatsoever. Both of us know from living around, growing around, having relatives in the ag sector, what it's being used for. On the West Coast, fruits, vegetables, those type of things. In the East Coast, or in the middle of this country here, I mean, there are a ton of people working that people don't realize that are part of a program like this. Dairies, for example, other things where it's unlimited and they still struggle for workers. Speak to that if you would.
Yeah, they do. We've actually talked to a couple farmers, know a couple farmers that use the H2B, H2A program, and they're just like, I can't believe what we can do. You know, we've tried everything to get help. It's not about the wage. It's the field. People just don't want to be in that field, and it lifts a lot off their shoulders that they're able to get help that they wouldn't be able to get otherwise, and it makes that farm successful. And having a successful farm helps everybody out in this economy in our area, because North Dakota is an ag state.